Welcome to the Money Focus Podcast. I'm your host, Moses the Mentor. And in this episode, I have the pleasure of welcoming Davielier Turner, a seasoned real estate agent and broker, consultant, instructor, and author. Davielier has made significant contributions to the real estate world with his insightful books and expert consultancy. He's here to share his wealth of knowledge and experiences in real estate. So let's get started. Thank you for joining the Money Focus podcast. Appreciate your time. The first thing I always do when my guests join the show is to give them the floor and let them talk a little bit about their career journey. And in your case, ultimately, how you started your career in real estate. So the floor is yours.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Davielier Turner. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a licensed real estate broker, licensed real estate instructor. I'm an investor, property flipper, an author. I do a lot of things, but I come from a place where I didn't know that these things were possible at one point in my life, because at one time in my life, I was into a life of crime and doing stuff and ended up incarcerated at 19 and was released at 25 for doing stuff that I shouldn't have. But at the same time, going through those things for me was a different type of learning experience, and it was part of my path that became part of my purpose to be who I am today. So with those things, I wouldn't sit here and act like I regret them. They're not good. I'm not going to say I wouldn't regret them, but it was a path that I had to take to become who I am today. So it was part of my learning cycle and my growth.
And I appreciate your transparency with that. And talk to us a little bit on how you actually got into real estate, though.
I got into real estate because when I was incarcerated, I came up with a plan that I'm not going back. So what I did was I came home when I went to school, because I was living in Newark, New Jersey. They paid for me to go to school. I went to word processing school, and I became a Microsoft certified systems engineer as well. And I'm going to be honest, I actually hated it. But that was the wave that everything was going. You're talking about 98. The computer wave was big. So, and what happened, I did that for about 6-7 months, and in the process of doing that, I had got married, and then I had my friends that were all doing mortgages. So I'm always, talking to them. I used to do a little promotion when I came home, party promotion. They was like, "Dad, you know a lot of people. Let's, won't you do this and we'll feed you clients?" And what happened was they started feeding me clients, and a position opened at TD Waterhouse, 3 positions actually. And for the day shift, because I was a newlywed working third shift, and it was real hard. You become married, right. You want to lay home with your woman at night, and 3 positions open, and they was like, they'll change me, they'll move me, but they never moved me. So then after that, like the first 6 months of real estate, I made about 42, 46,000, somewhere between there, give or take. And I was like, you know what, it's over for me. I could do this. It's time to go. I made my year's salary, and I was grateful. I'm not going to act like I wasn't, because I was an ex-con coming from jail, went to school. They hired me knowing I had a record. So I was very grateful for the opportunity. But when I made the same amount of money in 6 months that I was getting paid for the year, and I couldn't be home with my newlywed wife at the time, it was time for me to get out of there. And when I realized real estate was for me and I could do this.
You mentioned that you're an author as well. So talk to us about some of the books that you wrote.
Yeah, I currently have 3 books on Amazon as of right now. The 4th one comes out June 20th on my birthday. I have one book called You Have Real Estate in You, and it gives you the whole aspect of what real estate is, investing, flipping, home ownership, and everything like that. I have another one called Grab My Hand as I Walk You Through the homeowner process. And that's for first-time home buyers. I'm really walking through every stage that you'll deal with and you'll go through in the process of purchasing your home. All the questions that they need asked is being answered in this book. And it's a simple read. Everybody used to ask me the same question, so I've decided to put it in book form so that way I can make it simpler. Also I have a book, this is what I have a shirt on. This is one of my books. You Have a Successful Mindset in You. And then what it is just getting people to the mindset to let them know that you could change and do things. And if you put yourself to it, it can really be done. The next book I have coming out in June, it's a book about effective decision making, and it's called "You Can't Serve Two Masters," and it just goes into showing people and helping people get to the point of making the correct decisions in their life.
Gotcha. The one that stands out to me the most is the one about mindset because I'm really keen on that. And with you having a background criminal record, right? You could have easily just packed it in, but you had the mindset of, hey, I'm gonna overcome these challenges and learn from it and teach other people. Because I'm sure you felt some barriers of entry because of your past and you had to overcome a lot of things. So, I just really think that's a good message and a good book for people to really, soak up, because it's really key. You got to have a growth mindset, a positive mindset to do anything, really.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, and that's very important because if the mindset is not right, you'll break down and fall into a depression state or only feel like that's all you can do. But when you have that mindset and let that shift change, you understand that this is not what I'm put here to do. And I had to have that shift change with my mindset to understand that this is not all I was here to do was sit in jail and be a convict. That wasn't cool with me. It wasn't good at all. And one of the biggest things I took pride in also with the mindset is educating myself to understand how to adapt to speaking in different rooms because that comes with your mindset as well. And that's why, even though I had to overcome some things, even when I got my real estate license, they made me sit. I'm one of the few people they made sit in front of the real estate commission. I had to really go there. And I guess they wanted to judge me for my character and see who I was. And by me sitting there, they gave me my license and I spoke to them. We had a conversation. I went through the same thing when it came to my broker's license. They didn't give me a problem anymore, but it was just the process. And even when my instructors, at the point of getting my instructor license, it was like, oh, don't even worry about it, Mr. Turner. You okay because you've been doing this. April will be 24 years, So I guess they like, he's been doing good, no infractions, no nothing in his license and everything. And even this week, I just want to share this because I had a great feeling because I understand when your mindset is locked in and that shift hit and you loaded and determined to do something, it can happen. Because this week, they just expunged my record. And I
Oh
didn't think
man,
about it till a
congrats.
couple months back. And I
Congrats,
spoke to the
man.
attorney. New Jersey has a clean slate program. I spoke to the attorney and he jumped right on it. And my record is officially expunged. So even though
Oh man.
it didn't hold to me from growing up the ladder in real estate. It's just a peaceful blessing to know that it is over with at this point.
Hey, man. Oh, no, yeah, no, that's great. Congrats to you, and thanks for like really walking us through that. Because I'm assuming a lot of people would think that just because you have a record, you couldn't even get a real estate license. So, can you shine a little bit on that process? Like, do you have to, get a sponsor? Like, or what's the process for someone with a record to go and try to get a license?
Well, if you have a record, you can't have been in any trouble in 5 years before you apply for your license. You have to be 5 years free and clear. Also, you can't have any theft or fraud on your jacket because you're dealing with people's social security information and stuff like that. So anything with theft, they will deny you getting your real estate license no matter
Gotcha.
what. And then also, once you pass the state exam, you just let the agency know that you're going to listen. I had this. Are you willing to hire me with this? And like I said, when I first got mine, I had a friend work doing mortgages at a company, Riverview Mortgage, and Dorothy owned the real estate company. So she was like, okay, no problem, and it was just made it a lot easier with a friend of mine pulling me in, and the lady was doing mortgages, and she taught me mortgages back then too. So we had a good relationship, and it worked out. But whatever it is, don't let nothing deter you. You're already on no. You can only gain by going after what you want. And if you sit on the sidelines and listen to the world saying, oh, you got a conviction, a record, you can't do this, that's all you will be on the sidelines. So go after your dreams and manifest what it is that you really want. Don't let nothing deter you.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about your real estate investment, background. So what do you think
Mhm.
are some key qualities for someone who wants to invest in real estate?
One of the key qualities I think is very important now is learn how to be hands on, because everybody want to, even as friends, you have friends. Oh, I want to give you this money to invest with me. I want you to do, no, learn it. If I show you something, take the initiative to come with me and learn how to make your own money, because I'm not going to make money for anybody. I'm not working for you. But my thing is, if I'm going to give you the knowledge, take the time to explain everything, come with me. Let me walk you on how to become an entrepreneur for yourself in this business. If you're willing to go here and every day go check on the workers, go check, see the progress that has been done, make sure they're on point, then I'm willing to accept, we could be partners in something, but I need you to do the work too. I'm not working for you because I don't need a partner actually in that type of business. I know if I buy a property, I know what I plan to do with it. I know what to expect from it, and I know what type of profit I want to make. But I don't need somebody just handing me money. Now I'm working for you. You haven't learned anything. You just think it's a quick flip. Everybody swears it's a quick flip. It's pros and cons with real estate. Extra costs that we don't include in the beginning, but incur in the end. And a lot of people don't understand it breaks down the profit. And so you have to physically do it and to really understand it.
And what are some of those, barriers or some challenges that a new investor may not understand when it comes to flipping a house?
A new investor may not understand profit margin, because you have to know and understand what it is that you really want to make from a property. You have to have your bottom line. Is this property worth me dealing with it? Because I have to make this amount of money from it. And once you start putting in time and everything, you will understand that you have to make money. One of the first things I did, the first property I ever did, I bought a property and I'm just paying everybody, man. Everybody robbed me. I'm sitting there paying everybody, and the plumber gets 7,500. The heating guy get 15,000. When I was done with the property, I probably made about 13,000 myself. Everybody made more money than me, so that's why it's real important to know your numbers. Find you a solid team, and learn it as you go.
As far as like building a team, I mean, you hear that a lot, especially like flipping. Like, I'm not a flipper, so when it comes to getting a team, is it really referral based, or is it really trial and error? You throw somebody a little job, and if they do that well, you give them a bigger job. Like, what's your best practice to really solidify a team?
I mean, I done dealt with them all, man, referral based, trial and ever, everything. And now I just have a bunch of different teams in place, because if I'm doing a couple of projects, I want them done all at the same time. Even though it get tight, it get tight financially sometimes, but you want everything done on a schedule and time, because time is money. But I've had stuff through trial and error. I've had people that referred people to me that he was good to them but wasn't good to me. I
I've
go and
heard of those.
and I've accumulated my own teams over the years, that when I could call them and just say, listen, you get it done. How much is the price? Okay, I'm cool with the price. Here's my card. Go to Home Depot. Do whatever you need to do.
So when you have a good team, you got somebody that you can trust in and out the house, the property. Me personally, I don't haggle too much with the price, and I don't know if you do that or but because I feel like if this your price, I want you to stop what you're doing to come in and take care of my property. I don't want to be known as the dude that every time they say a price, they gotta go back and forth. This is the price. I worked that into my numbers. It's just the cost of doing business. I want to be efficient. If they do good work,
Yeah.
that's your price. Let's keep it moving. Now, if I find over time that they just outright blatantly, overcharging me, that's why it's good to have multiple teams. People you can
Mhm.
tap into. But I never argue with anybody over their price. I'm just curious if you do that.
Well, I never argue over anybody at price, because you're saving me time,
Yeah.
because I can't do what you do. If the numbers work for me and it's in the scope of my budget, then I'm okay with it. But I will argue with you about price when you give me a deadline to do. When I give you a deadline to do a project, then here come you doing 8, 9 projects and keep pushing mine off, because now you cost incurring me different holding costs monthly, because you couldn't do the job within this 30 days. Because, and I'm realizing, seeing it with a lot of contractors, because they're spreading themselves thin, because they don't want to let no money go. Now they taking 8, 9 jobs and can't complete the job in a set amount of time. That's the only time I will go back and say, listen, you cost me money. We have to work this out. Other than
Yeah.
that, whatever you tell me, we agree to disagree, I'm okay with it.
Do you ever put any like kickers for like completing the job faster? I've heard some people do that, like, hey, it's a 6 week job, but you do it in five, something like that. I mean, anything, any type of incentive for them to work on the project a whole lot faster.
I don't tell them that I'm going to give them incentive. I just deal with the price. But some of my contractors I have gave incentives when they did finish the job quicker. I don't tell them because I don't want you to rush it, but I want you to, but when you are done, I want you to know that you are appreciated. And I appreciate the fact that you did get it done in that time because it saved me some money.
Right now, it's 2024. It's February 2024. I know people could be listening to this at different times. We still in a elevated, interest rate environment, at least compared to what it has been in the last few years. So, from a real estate agent, broker perspective, what do you see the future of real estate right now? Like, where do you see it heading in the next, let's just say, 6 to 18 months?
Well, honestly, it still look like it's a funny market actually because I look at the MLS every day because I'm still active, I'm still working, I'm still showing houses. So, and sometimes the prices look like they coming down. Then 2 days later they go right back up. But I'm just seeing the market is pretty much holding steady right now because people are still buying, and especially where I'm located at, right next to New York and New Jersey, because everybody's moving from New York to Jersey. So therefore, our market is very busy, and they're predicting it to stay a little bit busy for now. And even though it might come down a little bit, but I know one thing: until the election come, we're probably going to stay busy. I know that for a fact because they're not going to let this market fall in an election year because that don't get you reelected. So it's
Yeah,
probably
that's
going to stay
true.
busy.
Well, so people are buying, and I get that. I guess the cost of living is a whole lot cheaper in Jersey, and they can still commute to New York. But are your clients buying in hopes to secure the house and then refinance later? Is that pretty much the gist of their, purchasing right now, or what? Like, or are they just tired of waiting?
Well, a lot of people are tired of waiting too, and I tell them you could always refinance later. So long as you have the house, the interest rates change, you could always refinance it to a lower rate. But you have to have the house because the difference is once the rates go down, more buyers come out as well. Now you're fighting for even less inventory that's out here because we are in an inventory shortage era. So a friend of mine always say, marry the house and date the rate. So you can always refinance it into better. So buy your house now. You can always refinance later.
Especially since, I mean, it's rates don't seem to be going up sharply. If anything, it'll probably come back now, you know?
Mm.
So I guess that do make sense. So I know that you're a certified instructor and you love to teach, right? You love to teach and mentor people in the real estate industry. Talk to us about that passion and where it comes from and how you actually help motivate people that's starting their career in real estate.
It was funny is I started teaching in jail and I just tried. I guess it just kept flowing because and when I was incarcerated, I did teach the GED class and the art class. So I wanted to help people. At first, after I got the foolishness out myself, then I wanted to help people. So then I wanted to help people understand that we have to utilize the time right. And even with the agents and whoever I mentor, I want them to understand that if you're going to do real estate, you have to maximize every opportunity and use your time correctly to learn what you need to learn because sometimes with people, you only have this much space to make a mistake. And you want to know what you're talking about. And if you don't know it, you want to know how to bring them to wait for you to get the correct answer for them so they won't feel a certain type of way. So, and like I want everybody to win, man. Like there's so much business out here. Everybody needs to win. My agents, I want them not to just win as agents. I try to teach them to become investors because I've been through crash markets when I was scratching with no nails and had to get a backup part-time job because I put all my eggs in a few baskets in '08, and it hurt me. So, I try to teach them from my mistakes to understand, listen, real estate just not selling real estate to people. Real estate is holding some of the deals for yourself, creating wealth for yourself, creating residual rental income for yourself. When once you start understanding that, it's just not about selling people houses. You will be a great realtor because now you don't have to change professions. And I don't know how long you've been doing real estate, but if you ever watch when the cycles change and the markets crash, realtors are changing professions because they haven't created a nest egg that's going to bring them income during the trying and struggling times. So my thing is to teach them how to make income during the struggling times of real estate, because it's not all peaches and cream, and we're going to go through another recession sooner or later. And it's just happened. It's just a natural thing. Everything goes up, must come down. And I want them to be prepared so that way their families are well taken care of and they'll be okay.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. And when you look at, like, in my experience working with realtors, when I tap into a realtor for an investment property, you can always tell who has experience with it. You have some that only do is sell retail houses. But then when I, come across and I'm trying to get some details about the property and if it's a good rental area, they're pretty much lost. And I've always
Mhm.
felt like if an agent can serve multiple client types, that would help stabilize their income, because investors like to come in when the market is not hot. We like to come
Yeah.
in when all the retail buyers are gone so we can get better deals. So if I'm able to tap into a dab and say, hey, what you got out there that would work, boom, 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 this is my numbers, this is the return I'm trying to get, boom, we can talk that language. Dab is going to always be able to get deals. You're going to be able to get a referral fee or something like that to keep him in the mix. And another thing I wanted to point out, when the market was, well, not the market, the interest rates were so low, every minute I was seeing, people who I had worked with previously, now they real estate agents and they at the closing table. They holding up the key with their clients. I haven't seen none of that the last year and a half. So
They go
all
back to
those,
work, man.
they back to work. All those people who jumped in and really just got the quick buck, it wasn't sustainable. And I think that's really going to hurt them if they will ever want to go back, because I would imagine being a real estate agent is all about relationships. It's all
Yes.
about relationships. So these people are in and out. They're not really real estate professionals. Y'all just coming to get easy sales.
Mhm.
So that makes sense. That's great advice that you're giving your people. When people go into real estate, though, how long does it take to establish some relationships, though? Like, do you as a broker, do you throw them a bone here and there to kind of get them started, or is it kind of like, hey, it's up to you to really establish and build your clientele and start selling homes? Like, how does that work?
Well, I'm going to throw all my agents a bone because I want them all to make money. I don't want them to get depressed because, the longer that an agent don't make money, they start going back to work. And that's what happens. So I want them to get motivated because I get a lot of clients, a lot of business come across my desk, and I don't have time to deal with all of myself anyway. But I just do it to, even some of them, I'll put them in with a deal with me just to get some money in their pocket going to show them, listen, it's money out here to be made. You just got to come out with me and come get it. And some of them that do motivate them. You just got to help get them motivated. But and on the other side of that, everybody's just not meant to be an agent sometimes. Some people times the people are just not personable enough to be an agent, and some people think money just supposed to come to them, and it don't work like that. And a biggest thing being an agent is having patience too. Just because I might like the house don't mean the buyer likes the house. So I can't get upset because they don't buy it. I done showed them 5 nice houses. Agents do. Show them
Yeah.
5 nice houses. They didn't like nothing. Yeah, but it's their money. It's the biggest
Right.
purchase of their life, and you got to respect them on what they want to spend, because when they see what they like, they're gonna buy it. Like I done got to the point now where when I meet new clients, I don't have to take them out to see 50 houses. I'll go out one day with them, fill them out, see what they like, see what they dislike. Now when it pop up, I send it to them. They love it. now I could just go to the sales some of the times, because I done filled you out and really understood what it is that you are looking for, that I don't have to take you out every week just to be looking. And when I see what you like, I'm going to let you know, here it is. Let's go see it. So, and it's about, and that's how you become, really personable with your clients, because you want to not waste their time or your time either. Because some agents just want to go out every week because a person want to go out to see houses and all this stuff they don't like. You got to
Yeah.
be able to show something that comparable to what they're really looking for.
Yeah, that home showing the house part would probably get old with me too. Like, do you guys, ever do you ever just utilize technology to get around that? Like, the virtual tours, does that really help when people want to, vet houses or a video walkthrough, or do people always want to be at the property walking around before they make a decision?
When COVID first started, it was probably a little earlier with the video thing, but most of the clients I deal with personally, and I know, they want to see the property. They want to see the property, see how it feel with them walking in the door, see, and I'm laughing because, you get the clients that always want to come back with their parents. And I tell them from the gate, bring them all with you one time because it might not be
What's
here tomorrow. Hey, we all could
true?
be at the house together because, you just got to feel right to some clients when they walk in, and I understand that. I bought my house in Georgia in November because a friend of mine that's a realtor, she did the virtual thing for me. But see, me being in the business 24 years, I can look and know what I want. It's
Mm.
not really that hard. Just tell me the room sizes and I'm okay with it. I'll take it from there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times though, like I'm particular about like the drive to the house. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing like, the walk through, you could see the house, the pictures, you could see the house. But I also, like if you're in a subdivision, where are you located in the subdivision? Do I got to go through a million turns, left, right, left, down
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Those are the type of things you can't really pick up, unless you
yeah.
actually drive there. So that's pretty cool. But I mean it's interesting though, because being a real estate agent, all the people that I know that's been a real estate agent 10 plus years, they always balling. It doesn't matter if the market is up or down, they're doing
Yeah.
good because they have a firm grip of how cyclical the market can get, and they got a
Mhm.
good pipeline of clients, first time home buyers, senior clients that's trying to downsize, investor clients, and then some even tap into commercial, so it's like
Yeah.
they never stop working. I've seen people use their real estate license to help investors to get data. I can
Mhm.
tap into you and say, hey, can you pull these comps? Can you do this? Can you do that? So it's so many ways you can utilize your license, but just don't be like some of the people I seen where they was on trips, they was balling, and I ain't seen them post no closing in probably a year plus. So don't be
And
like those
they
folks.
they probably not gonna post a closer
It's
either.
over. It's over.
Yeah, yeah, but it's definitely it has its perks, man. It's a good thing, real estate. And the more you learn, the more you study your craft, the more you get knowledgeable about your areas of expertise, and it really helps because even if you can't get a deal today, if you give information out to someone today, you might be able to get a deal tomorrow, and that really is important. Just to answer simple questions for people, because I have people that's real that have family members that's realtors, and they still come to me because they just say I'm so informative. So it's very important to know your craft, and when you believe in it and live this craft every day, like I do. And I'm always learning, I'm always studying. I don't say I have this amount of years, I don't have to study. No, something changed in the market within the last day. So I need to know, have an idea what's going on with it. I need to know why Najjar fighting Zillow. I need to know this, that, and other, and it's very important for me to know those things because if my agents ask me, I need to know. But if someone else asks me, I want to know. And I just need to know for my own purpose of expertise.
I got one more question before we close it out, because a lot of times people hear real estate agent and real estate broker. Can you give the audience a breakdown of what the difference is between the two?
Okay. A real estate agent is an agent that works for a broker. You have to go under a broker if you're an agent, and you cannot become a broker unless you have, I think New Jersey went down to 3 years of full-time experience to become a broker. Now, a real estate broker, you have two options as a broker. You have either a broker owner or a real estate sales broker. Whereas though a broker owner is the one that owns the company, and you as an agent you can be a broker, real estate broker too, because you have the option to at any given moment open your own company, or if something happens to the broker at your company, you can take over and run the company, because you cannot run the company unless you do have a broker's license. So there's definitely something different with all of them, but an agent, you work for the broker, so that's what it is.
And is that typically what most people do? They start out as the agent and transition to a broker, or, it just kind of depends on your career goals?
Well, most people start out as an agent, a lot stay as an agent, because a lot of times it don't make sense. This is just my opinion. This is not law or anything. A lot of time it don't make sense to people like titles, right? Let me just say this. Some people like titles. Some people just like the word saying I'm a broker. And my thing is, if you're not gonna open up your own company or utilize it for something, all you're doing is getting more fees. Because with that title comes more fees.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do the same thing, I just felt like, why get more fees? Like before, I never wanted to become a broker. But when my partners offered me a partnership in the company, and both of them were brokers, I had to go get my license because I want to be on the same playing field in case anything ever happened. So if something ever happened wrong, you never plan for anything wrong to happen, but I don't want to be a sales agent and y'all both brokers and I'm a partner. No, I want to be an equal partner with equal credentials. So if anything ever did go wrong, I could just go open my own company. But I mean, I don't plan on doing that because we have a great relationship with my company and we all work together as a team. And that was very important with me coming there, knowing them personally and dealing with them for years and understanding that we could work and make the company better as well as help the agents.
Got it. Sounds good. And what final thoughts or piece of advice would you like to give the audience? And then also let everyone know how they can actually reach you, whether it be your website, social media.
Mhm.
So let us know. Close us out.
The thought I want to give people with real estate is this: get into it. It is very important to get into it because a lot of our parents didn't know it. A lot of our parents didn't teach us it. So therefore, we come up with a blind eye to a lot of things. And even back in the days, a lot of parents that knew it didn't even teach their siblings it. So it was a selfish thing to an extent. But right now, we all have the opportunity to get into it, become something, grow from it. And let's all capitalize on it because in America, we're lagging in Black home ownership. And it's not a sad part, but the sad part is this: the Hispanics is about to outpace us too, because they understand the concept of becoming, staying family, getting together, purchasing in order for the bigger picture. And they're not being selfish. They get together, buy one house. Then once they make more money, they buy another house. Then once they make more money, they get another house for the other family member. So let's get back to the concepts of family, to buy things, to build things, so we won't stay behind in America. That's very important to me, Black home ownership. I'm sorry, I'm a Black man, so Black home ownership is very important. I don't want to cause no
I
trouble on your
understand.
show, but it's just
No.
important for me to teach my people that, because that's where I come from. And I didn't know. I taught myself. And now everybody around me, whether you want to hear it or not, you're going to learn about this Black home ownership and this real estate because
Good.
I'm that
Good.
passionate about it. Because I believe our people have to do it in order to sustain this day and time. But get with home ownership. Trust me, you will not regret it. Don't listen to people's stories. Find out for yourself, because people have bad stories because some people they didn't do their homework. Some people are bad bill payers. People don't tell you why they have a bad story. They just tell you the bad story. Sometimes a lot of people are not accountable for their own self. So therefore, just get into home ownership. You can find me on Instagram, Dab Turner, the real estate coach, Facebook, Davielier Turner. TikTok, Dab Turner Real Estate Coach. My website is davielierturner.com. That's where I'm at. My books are on Amazon. All three of them now. June, I have the fourth one on. You can just Google my name, Davielier Turner. You'll see. Even if you go on Google, you'll find me. So it's very. I'm all over. So like I said, I've
Yeah.
been doing this for years, and I'm around.
I'm gonna put all that information in the video description or in the show notes. So yeah, definitely check that out. Really appreciate you jumping on the show. We had some technical issues on the first one.
Yeah.
So, Dad was definitely a trooper. He just came on and joined me again. So I appreciate it. And we out. Peace.
And I appreciate you having me, Moses. Thank you.
So thanks again for sharing your story and ultimately how real estate changed your life. And I wish you the best personally and professionally. And I see you at the top. To my listeners, before you go, don't forget to visit mosesthementor.com for more resources and insights. And also, please subscribe to Moses the Mentor on YouTube to stay updated on the latest episodes and get the greatest information when it happens. So keep pushing your financial boundaries. And until next time, stay focused and motivated in your real estate journey. Peace.